So have I left econ completely? Kind of, not really. I don't think so, maybe. Let me explain. I'm definitely not following the traditional path of a PhD to becoming a professor. But I do teach people. I teach people to code, run laterally, and I teach people to code according to a plan that is optimized using principles of labor economics. So I don't really like teach people economics, but I'm using the economics. And if you go back and read my dissertation, if you read my published research, I'm a big fan of applying economics, not just talking about economics. And one of the ways that I applied economics in my own life is by getting a software engineering job, because it pays well. That's applied economics. Rather than talking about economics, doing the thing we learned to do to improve the economics. Does that make sense? And I have a specialty in fintechs, basically. So I could go work at Amazon. I mean, I did work at Amazon. I could work pretty much anywhere, but Blue Cross Health and also Capital One and Upstart. So basically, I kind of have a niche in the health space and in fintechs, and having knowledge on the economy does help to some degree. And it depends on the part of the team that you're working on at the company or whatever. I work in a team called the pricing team. So like dealing with net present value, dealing with APR, dealing with interest rates, I do this daily. So there actually is a level of integration there, although like I wouldn't be recommending this to other people. If you like want to become a programmer, I don't recommend that you get a PhD in economics so that you can join a fintech. So I do think that I'm applying the lessons that I've learned. I also like invest a lot, right? And I apply my learnings to my investment strategy. So there's another way that I'm getting value out of it. And there could be a future where I am a part-time or even full-time professor when I'm older. Maybe it's not going to be right now. But yeah, if I get burnt out in coding, maybe I'll go be a professor. I am open to doing research on the side. It's really a matter of how much time I have. And also, the way funding works is really difficult. I have to like pay to do my own studies, which is a pain. And I don't really want to do that. But that is one thing that Laterally may be able to help with. People are able to donate on the website. You can go check it out. The link is in the bio. And yeah, I can use that money to do research in labor economics. And it becomes a virtuous circle where I teach people to code, land jobs, side fund research that improves the curriculum, that can more effectively teach people to code, higher conversion rate to a job. And there is potential for research there. There's also the potential at any time I could switch from software engineering over to data science and AI. The problem is like it doesn't actually pay that well, despite all the hype. And it's true, data science pays well compared to other industries, but compared to software engineering, not really. Like it would be a sideways move for me. It would actually slow my career progress. So I could do that if AI takes off enough, I don't know, in 5 years or whatever, and it like surpasses computer science maybe. But at the moment, it's pretty much a side project. Like I do data science as a side project. You can keep track of the open source repositories. Laterally has a custom GPT, and it's awesome. You should go use it. So like I do all of this stuff, but it's mostly like a side gig. It's like a side gig right now. Does that make sense? So maybe one day in the future it will be more than a side gig, but I'm not mad about where I'm at. Like, also, if I do have aspiration to get to the director level as an engineer, get into people management, and then get to the director level, and influence the hiring and performance review and firing practices at the industry level, ideally. And that's all informed by labor economics and behavioral economics, my research in that area. I'll leave it at that. So I do think there is a way. I do think I'm currently integrating them. It might be like 90% out, 10% in, but I think it's not 100% out, 0% in. And I can definitely see a future where it becomes 80, 20, 70, 30. If it will ever be, there's a small chance that in the future when I'm old, I'm just like an old professor and it's like I'm mostly jabbering about econ at that time. But I always want to see myself with a bias towards applying the economics, not just talking about economics. Hope that makes sense. Thanks for hearing my rant.